Welcome to the Brewer and the Baker, a baseball card podcast.
Come on, get up.
Not just baseball cards. Here are your hosts, Mitch and Dan.
Hey guys.
Hey Mitch.
Hey Dan.
Live from the hotel kitchen studio.
Yeah. Different kitchen studio, but still kitchen studio.
Yes. We are in Chicago.
We are.
And we have a guest.
Yeah, we have a guest.
Our first guest.
Do you want to know why we're in Chicago?
I mean, I know why we're in Chicago.
Well,
do you know why we're in Chicago?
No. I've just been following along like a stupid little puppy. So,
2005 National. 2025 National, actually.
I mean, I'd take 20 years back. So
I would tell myself to buy Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, that would be lovely.
We are in Chicago for the National, and our guest is the illustrious Kyle from Wax Museum Podcast. Say hi, Kyle.
Hey guys, I am thrilled to be here. I've listened to, I'm not just saying, I know this is stuff everyone says when they go on a show. I've listened to all your episodes. I really have, though. So I'm excited to be in Chicago for the National, but also to be here for this.
Awesome.
It's really easy to listen to all of our episodes. We literally only dropped our fifth one.
Yeah, it was a low effort move on my part, but I did it nonetheless.
It's less than a 3-hour commitment.
Right.
And not accounting for, 1.4 speed or however I might choose to partake.
I'm a 1.25 guy myself, but
I'm a masochist. I listened at normal speed.
0.7.
Yeah, some of us have tried to, in one of our group chats, I think, tried to convince Dan that, you gradually work your way up. But I can't do real time. I don't expect people to listen to me in real time either.
I mean, to be honest, I only listened to 4 podcasts, including this one. So
You listen to our own?
I do, because I'm trying to up those numbers a little bit.
No, I know. I try and log into every account I have and boost them. So the 18 listens we probably have is actually more like 7, but I'm kidding.
Okay, well, this is the second day, kind of middle of the second day of the National. This is just kind of, we might do a second one of these like on Saturday. Haven't really decided yet. But this is just kind of an update, what we're doing, and just a short conversation with Kyle, because his perspective is, he's got
vastly
a great perspective.
Different.
Yes, very vastly different, and it's just good to have as many different perspectives as you can get.
Yeah. So, how's your guys' show been going so far?
I've blown my wad.
Well,
I'm in seller mode.
I'm not sure if I can follow that, but I still have money. I've not purchased a lot yet. I'm being a lot more picky. I've actually put some stuff back. That's not indicative of a show being good or bad, but I'm enjoying my time. I've already got the overwhelming feeling out of the way. Like that's always day one, regardless of this is my 4th one. It's always been like that, and that's fine. Today I really got to digging, and that's what I like. So that kind of energized me. Maybe talk to me again on Saturday. It'll be different, but I'm having a good time so far.
Lowest energy shows we can do Saturday afternoon after a 5-day week of.
Hey guys, it's Dan the Baker. So Mitch, what have you seen so far?
A lot more than I thought I would see. This is my first show. First time ever coming to a card convention period. Overall, it's been, the first day was just strictly overwhelming. My goals overall were just to experience, just to see, just to be here, kind of get an overall overarching view of the hobby of collecting in a sense.
Is this your, I know you said it's your first national, is this first card show as well?
Yeah, I just jumped right in and went big. So
I'm coming across a lot of people where this is their first card show, and I can't fathom that, but that's awesome.
So the National 2 years ago, which was the last National I've been to, was the first card show I've been to since 1999. So it's essentially the same thing. So that was an experience, and I have a little bit better idea what to expect now, but it's still very overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, unless you count one table at the back of College World Series, nothing. So I don't have the haggling skills. I don't have the box digging skills yet. Definitely finding out that I need that. Didn't know about the whole place saver as you're sorting through, as you're digging through. Didn't learn that, so that's new for me.
Follow Kyle. Kyle will teach you how to dig through a box. He's good at it.
I don't use the place savers a lot, and I'm to the point where the old top loaders are like, my middle finger is about to bleed. Just because of all the old plastic. So I try not to get to that point, because then it's really awkward when you're like around
bleeding
people.
On the card.
Yeah, and just bleeding. So yeah, but no, I don't know. You find what works for you, and then you kind of go with that. But everyone does it a little bit differently. But you just have to get reps in. Like, I can sit here and tell you, art of the deal, this and that, and now you just have to get reps in, and you need dealers to tell you no, and that kind of curves what you think you can do, and then you figure out what you can and can't do. And I will share one thing that I already told you guys on the way over here, because it was just too good. My favorite dealer line from the last day, I think the customer was being a bit obnoxious, but the dealer just stopped him and said, "I really don't care about anything that you're telling me right now. I really don't care to hear it." And I wanted to just applaud. That was just a great moment, and I really appreciated being there for that.
Yeah, only 50,000 people to talk to one person, and you don't have the time, you don't have the energy to do that.
You bought cards today.
I did buy cards today. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're going to tell us all about your wad, then you need to at least tell us, what you got from that.
Sure. All right. So yesterday I only bought one card. It was a raw Sandy Koufax from 1959. Wow. It's a beautiful card. I'm happy to own it. Excuse me, not Koufax, Gibson. Even better. He's an Omaha guy. Today, I purchased a Bobby Witt autograph from 23 Ginter, a 1949 Duke Snider rookie card from 49 Bowman, which, if you listen to the show that dropped today, which this episode that you're listening to will be on Friday, you'll know that the 49 Bowman set is what the 2006 Bowman Heritage is based on. So I had to get it. I got a 1997 Skybox Kramer's Award Tony Gwynn PSA 9. Oh. It's a gorgeous looking thing. Nice. I'll have to show it to you. It's great.
Yeah, die cut and yeah.
Dan, I've got a serious question for you.
Oh, no.
Maybe not in recording, but over the last hour, you said Koufax. Okay. Who else did we get? You said Campanella in the car. And then of course your Duke Snider. Are you a Dodgers fan?
Oh.
Okay. No. All right, so the Campanella card was one I was looking at, but eventually was sold by the time I came back around. Thankfully, because it was actually about twice as what I paid for the the other one,
Snider.
The Snider. Koufax, listen. The Dodgers have a lot of really good players, and they all happen to be all these players are all Hall of Famers, and that's what I want to get. It just so happens to be the ones that no, the Royals uniforms are basically the same as the Dodgers uniforms. They just don't have the red numbering. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, well, see, these, as a basketball guy, as a Hall of Fame guy, these are the questions that I have to entertain, except it's, are you a Celtics fan? Are you a Lakers fan? I just like the history of the sport. You know, there was like 8 teams at one point. So
right, it's not his fault.
It is, yeah.
It's not his fault that there was only 17 players in the entire league, and some of them worked for the butcher down the street too.
But now, if I see now, although you know what, I've seen Ohtani cards in your case. They were Angels at the time, but I think you're a Dodgers fan either way.
I'm not Chad. I'm not a front runner. Okay, I'm sorry. So, what have you picked up, Kyle? What did can you give us a quick rundown? I know on your show you'll do a much better, more thorough rundown of what you picked up, but just a quick one for your listeners to preview for your next show.
So I did have one card that I prearranged a deal for. I don't know if that counts, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. It's a 2012 Prism Silver Paul George. Sorry, this is a basketball card. But that's the last Prism Silver I need for 2012 in my Pacers binder. And it's out there. I just didn't want to pay the cost for it. But one of my friends saw it at a show that coincidentally was an hour from my house. And we both came to Chicago, and then he gave it to me here. So we made that deal. And let's see. I got some old basketball Mattel discs. So it's like Maravich. I don't know who else was on the card. It was like $15 for the 4 of them, and it looked like it was sealed, which seemed like a great deal. A Larry O'Brien signed photo. That's who the NBA trophy's named after. Also involved with Watergate kinda. They broke into the. I'm going to go into the weeds here. I'm trying not to. Broke into the DNC headquarters and were stealing information from Larry O'Brien stuff because he was part of the Kennedy administration at one point. It complicated, right? So anyway, yeah, got a signed photo of him. Let's just think of him as an NBA guy. But I love that era of U.S. history. And then just some odds and ends, some 90s inserts, some stuff that I think I can move towards other stuff. That's kind of key. Like if I'm going to spend we talked about digging. If I'm going to spend all this time digging in boxes and I see good deals, even if I don't want to fashion myself as like a big seller, it's like I'm going to grab that stuff because I know I can turn it into something that I like more. So that's one of my digging strategies.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is I have things that I've built for my collection just right now that I'm not necessarily not a huge. I don't want to say I'm not a huge fan of having them, but I definitely see them more as building myself to the goal that I want, building myself towards that card that I want.
Yeah, and I mean, there's still parameters. Like even if I think I'm going to move something down the line, I want to make sure it's something that I appreciate enough that if I get stuck with it, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So that's so there are still things that I put back. But, as long as I think I could break even on stuff or, do a little bit better, it's like, all right, it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I mean, kind of that idea of trading up is...
Oh, God. Yeah, the trade-up challenge.
Mitch,
are you versed in well, either one of you, do you deal with the trade-up challenge?
Just heard, like a 8-year-old last night talking about it, like, yeah, my goal is to get to about 1,500. Oh, okay, cool.
Wow, you and me both, brother. Yeah, I've seen some of that again today, and they're parroting stuff they see online, even though it's kind of dated at this point. But I'm thinking, yeah, kid, I've done the trade-up challenge for decades. I spend the hours digging in the boxes, and I find the cards, and I trade the dealer my money for said cards, and then I repeat that process.
Yeah, that's...
To be fair, isn't that challenge supposed to happen within one show's time period and not over years of accumulation?
I don't think these kids follow strict rules when it comes to this stuff. And then I don't know. I see them get a lot of. I'm coming off as anti-kid here now. This is not good. But I see a lot of kids, they know that dealers at some point are like, hey, let me help them out. Let me do a favor. But then you see like our buddy Chad at one point got taken advantage of. And like in real time, we saw it. The kid didn't even, get far enough away. So like we didn't have to watch it. So I don't know. It was worth the entertainment though.
Oh, Aiden.
Chad is catching strays today.
My favorite line that I've heard so far at this show happened at the informal trade night at the Hyatt Regency last night. Some kid was looking at my cards. I brought a Cal Raleigh rookie autograph card, and he was interested in it, but it was kind of late in the day, and he'd already kind of spent his budget for the day. He was trying to keep his spending under $2,000 a day. He was maybe 14.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. I mean, that's definitely a mortgage payment, man. That's I'd rather have a house for a month than another few cards, but maybe that's just me as a collector.
So he had a very reasonable budget of $10,000 for the show, apparently.
Man. Yeah, you talked about how we were at the 2005 National earlier. We are not. We're very far from it. And I know maybe we haven't been to a ton of Nationals between all three of us here, but from the ones that I've been to, I've seen more large rolling bags than I have ever seen at a show, and it's only going to get worse as there's more people. It's insane.
Yeah, when you go to these, please don't just keep your eyes up, keep your eyes down, because you might be tripping over a bag or something like that.
Yeah, so the two things, I mentioned this to Dan earlier, the two things that I'm seeing is the huge rolling bags and way too many Captain Morgan poses. Every 20-something that is wanting to comp a card, they have to put their leg on something, and that's, let's just stop that.
Yeah. So I luckily haven't experienced that yet, but I mean, I've definitely seen plenty of folks like just
tag along with me. We'll find you some Captain Morgan poses. There's plenty of them out there.
I'd rather just have the captain, but maybe that
hard pivot. I know you had a short list of questions for Kyle.
Yeah.
I think he'd be happy to field them.
Yeah. So my first real major question I had, just we just went through I don't want to say our origin stories, but what was it? One set, one card, one sport, anything like that got you into collecting itself?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I've kind of talked before about the collecting gene, and you either have it or you don't. I think I've always had it. My grandma collected coins, and I kind of helped her with that. And eventually kids at school had cards, and this is around 95. And that's right when I was getting into the NBA as well. So that's they kind of went hand in hand. Someone at school gave me a few cards, and then we go to the store, and my mom said, hey, I said, hey, I want to get a pack. And we got a Topps pack, and it was either 93 or 94 Topps, but it was around 95 when I got it. Stuff kind of stayed on the shelves for a little bit, and then taking a little short break here and there, but even in my breaks, I was collecting something else. It's just I collect physical things. My wife hates it.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not the collecting, the accumulation. She's not big on the accumulation. I love you, Mrs. Wax Museum.
Yeah, definitely. It feels very similar to anyone that we've talked to about it, is just strictly that idea of, did it as a child, but then got back into it with shorter breaks, or it was the tie into that sport. I mean, for me specifically, it was regaining the love for sport. I don't care for all the sports out there, but at the same time, I have the appreciation for them, so I can see, why some folks are drawn. So that kind of leads me into my second is, as you alluded, you're mainly a basketball collector. And now, I mean, kind of told us that, it was that 93, 94 era that got you into basketball. Like, what team, B, what was it about the sport of basketball that got you interested in the players? Because for me, it was the having a closer connection to the players and the sport itself versus the winning and losing of a team.
Right. So, all this coincided. I grew up in Indiana, so it coincided with Reggie Miller and all of his heroics. So I was a big Pacers fan, still am. That's like my main PC focus. And, Reggie was like our hero in Indiana, even though we still respected Jordan. But like we would trade our Jordan cards at school for Reggie cards, which dollar to dollar, that's maybe not the greatest choice, but that currency was a little more valuable.
Investing in 93?
In the context, right? Yeah. So that's kind of what got me in. But there were other things. I know you guys are baseball guys, like going to Big Lots and getting packs of 1990 Donruss, which rack packs. Those, as many of them as are out there, you'd think they're still being made, but stuff like that, and sorting them into teams. And maybe I didn't watch, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a guy in maybe I didn't watch a lot of Steve Sachs, but the cards were there, and so and that kind of learned a lot from that transferred over to the basketball side too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they don't, in fact, make 90 Donruss still.
Right, yeah. We're upset about reprinting 89 Griffey rookies. I'm upset that 1990 Donruss is still being made.
Yeah, the ever-growing print run of 90s Donruss. I mean, I think we've not seen the printing plates. Show us the printing plates. Get rid of them.
And what was interesting is Optic for basketball, the first year was 2016, and it kind of has that, they're not all red, mind you, but kind of has that 1990 Donruss feel to it, and they've done some retro stuff since then, and it's like, did they make this for me?
Optic baseball for a long time was one of my favorite sets, and I started in 2017, but I did go back to 16, and you're absolutely right. It does have a very early 90s feel, or late 80s, early 90s feel of that Donruss-y look. I absolutely love it.
And sorry, I'm getting into the weeds again here, but Panini doesn't have a lot of, well, now they do. Now they've got a decade or so under them, but or 15 years. They didn't have a lot of basketball lineage though when they took over the license, so they're buying up all these old, Panini America bought Donruss and whatever, and so like Select, right, was a baseball brand, so they're bringing some of these baseball things over. So it's kind of cool though to see that stuff again, and because they just didn't have basketball old designs to go back to. Anyway, I'm sorry, that's far off from where we were headed.
No, kind of next thing. I mean, it's headed in the direction. I was going to ask, where do you see the hobby, or where would you like to see the hobby in the next 1, 3, 5 years?
You've done like 15 of these shows, right?
I mean, fine. I guess I could have went back and listened to something like this.
No. Well, I don't assume that every listener is listening to everything that I do either.
5 years worth of.
So, well, I don't.
But sharing with our listeners.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about where things are headed, and that's, I don't want to be a doom and gloom guy. I do wish things would be a little more collector focused. I won't go
versus flipping.
It's just like it feels like the manufacturers are catering more to
the quick buck.
Yeah, gamblers and rippers. But you know what? Those are people that are spending money. So I just wish that if you like to gamble, there are other ways to do that. But it kind of tainted the hobby in the process.
It's actually a good thing for if you want to look at it this way, your PC and Mitch's and I PC with our small market teams who don't have generally big names, right, like the Royals do right now with Bobby Witt, but that's it. So if I want to get a nice Salvador Perez card, generally it's pretty easy to get a hold of.
Yeah, the only thing is, I just don't feel like a lot of the products they're not making collectible items. They're just making items to move chase cards. So it's like the things in between are just filler to move the expensive stuff. Whereas base cards used to be like a lot of time was put in. Even the back, you'd have some where the front had one photo, the back had two different photos, stats are right up. Now it's changed, but like I said, I'm not here to be doom and gloom, but I just want to see more collectible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, that was the original draw. That was the original thing that got me into it. The collecting, the collating, the sorting. We talked on the walk over, the drive over. I love to just rip and collate my own sets. Yes, I could just wait and buy a complete set when it comes out, but there's that. I do find joy in the base, but that is back to the collection, kind of where, I don't want to say where the hobby was a while ago. And I do see, I mean, we've joked about the kids and everything like that, but I do see some kids out there just excited to have that connection with a player, with a team, with a sport. I don't get me wrong, I absolutely feel the same. But one of the big hearkening things, I mean, with our show has been just collect what you like to collect. That one of the things that I found getting back into collecting was that it was about the chase, about the hunt. But I'm not going to go out and collect a LeBron James card. I don't necessarily care for him as a player or whatever. So I'm not after the chase card. But I find, when you go to talk to somebody, because I'm not after that chase card, you almost feel like you're put out a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've then found it as a respite to just kind of have a place that, hey, I can be okay and just enjoy what I like to enjoy. And hopefully by having meetups and things like that, we can kind of help grow that and not reframe it. But I feel that there are a lot of people like myself out there that are kind of scared. I listened to someone earlier at the show explain why a PSA 1 was even more rare than a PSA 9 and why it was demanding so there are people that are out there that are new and still trying to understand it, but maybe are like me that didn't want to ask the question. I think there's a lot of those folks that just kind of need that safe, I don't want to say safe space, but that space that they feel like they can express themselves again.
Right. I think, as collectors, if I say I want things to be more collectible, then I feel partially responsible for showing people what collecting looks like. And not that, one single person or three people or whatever are going to do that. But that's why I like to talk through my mail days, and here's why I got this. And and you don't have to collect that way, but here's how I do it. And then, people maybe get some inspiration from that.
Speaking of mail days, do you have any mail days while you're here? Because I have at least 2 packages at the house right now that came in after I got here.
Yeah, there's kind of a steady stream of mail at the Wax Museum house. So Mrs. Wax Museum is there, though, and she kind of gathers things and puts them in my home office. So there's usually a stack when I get back.
Yeah, I've got a nice little ComC box that came in. That'll be fun to go through.
Yeah, that pretty much origin where we're currently at, and then like what you would like to see. I guess more of a kind of a personal. What is your favorite item what is your favorite single piece that you have?
Tough. Okay, yeah, that's tough because I have done rankings before, but it's like, honestly, like when you get to 1 through 10, those are kind of interchangeable. There's a few that are at the top though. So for me, My probably favorite era of NBA, which is not the most watchable era, so I don't want people to think that you can turn it on and the games were just exhilarating. But the early to mid 2000s, it's my favorite era of the NBA and my favorite era of manufacturing. So my favorite team, the Pacers, got into a little predicament one game where they punched some fans, and that it was in Detroit, technically Auburn Hills, but it was in Detroit, and anyway, so that kind of escalated a rivalry that was already there, and manufacturers weren't afraid to represent that. Whereas now you don't see a lot of cards of players showing one another up or rivalries and such.
Yeah, I can't think of any Rugnetador punching out Jose Batista on the. I can't think of any of those cards except for some customs that I've seen of that.
Give us a Zimmer Pedro card.
That would be, and it's, listen, this is manufacturer's tops. This is a great lenticular set. I want to see Don Zimmer rolling as I move the card back and forth.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
please.
Let's see it. Let's see Clemens and Piazza. Like, there's plenty of moments. Let's see Robin Ventura and who am I thinking here? Nolan Ryan. Yeah.
Let's see Hal McRae rip the phone out of the wall during the press conference, right?
Yeah. Michael, we could keep going. Michael Barrett punching AJ Przynski. That was one of my favorites. So yeah.
AJ deserved it. Let's be honest. He always deserves it.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
I mean, some of the WNBA games out there right now, I mean, those are getting pretty rough.
That's the last thing we need, though, is for, yeah. So long story short, manufacturers didn't really show rivalries as well. Or they don't maybe now, but as they did. But so Fleer made a 5-on-5 patch card. So there's 10 patches, prime patches on this card in 2004. It's fresh ink, 5-on-5. It's got, unfortunately, the Pistons are on the front. 5 Pistons players on the front. 5 Pacers on the back, but no Ron Artest, no Jermaine O'Neal, no Steven Jackson. It turns out when you punch fans, they stop making your cards for a while. And that card is numbered to 10. And it was a pre-pandemic buy. I mean, years before the pandemic. And I feel like I paid strong for it then. But, I'm battling 2 team collectors for 2 teams, collectors for 10 players. But that kind of represents my favorite era of both basketball and manufacturing, and I think the best parts of it too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, there's more than just, this is cool, this is shiny, Dan. I mean, I know you're
I like shiny.
Yeah, I know. But
shiny is okay. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with shiny, but
there's history, there's story, it's again connection.
And Dan, there's a little foil
sport
on there.
I especially like 90s shiny because 90s shiny was novel.
Yeah, that's true. When was the really? When was the first shiny?
Like foil card? I have no idea.
Yeah, no, that's something.
I need to look that up.
That's some research. Okay, yeah.
Chrome gets all the press, but I don't know when like the first like foil cards were put out.
Yeah,
that's a really good question.
Yeah. Listeners, if you know, let's get some engagement here. Let's go to the what is your official Instagram account?
Brewer Baker Podcast.
Okay, so we're going to look this up online. We're going to go to Brewer Baker Podcast, and we're going to put the answer there. When I say we, I mean you. Like, go do this, and let's get some engagement here. Let them know that you're listening.
Was it 96 Metal Universe? That's a possibility. I doubt it, but that's the earliest that I can think of.
For baseball, I don't want to make any guesses with baseball because I don't want to.
Yeah, extra credit for sport specific year and set. That might be a new set to put together. Just the earliest. Ooh, okay. New set unlocked.
Well, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate appreciate you coming to the hotel, letting us kidnap you from the show. Appreciate that.
Air conditioning, chairs. I mean, it's not hard.
I legitimately was kidnapped, though. Dan brought me here in a van. So I'm just gonna. There were windows, but Dan brought me here in a van. I'm just gonna point that out.
It's a Ford Flex. It's not a van. It doesn't have sliding doors. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for this one. Appreciate it, Kyle. Thank you. Taco Bell, pay the man in burritos. The man deserves it.
Yes.
He's been asking for that for 5 years. So, please do that. So,
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm the brewer.
I'm the baker.
And Kyle is back. Oh, yeah.
And that's Kyle. I don't know what his actual job is.
I'm not a full-time podcaster.
Okay, that is not alliterative either.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. We might do another show on Saturday, which would release on Sunday and whatever. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
That was the Brewer and the Baker of Baseball Card Podcast. Thanks for listening, and be excellent to each other.